The World Cup looks simple on TV. Teams play, goals happen, someone lifts a trophy. But the 2026 World Cup is not simple at all. In fact, this might be the most confusing version of the tournament ever created. And once you understand how it actually works, you'll start noticing things most fans completely miss. Like why some teams play more matches than others, why getting second place in a group can sometimes be dangerous, and why 48 teams doesn't mean more of the same. It means a completely different tournament. Let's break it down. First, the biggest change. There are 48 teams in the 2026 World Cup, not 32, not the classic format people are used to, 48. In theory, that sounds simple. More teams equals more football. But in practice, it changes everything, because FIFA didn't just add teams. They redesigned the entire structure. Now, instead of 8 groups of 4 teams, we get 12 groups. Each group has 4 teams. So far, still familiar? But here's where it gets interesting. Not everyone advances the same way. Top 2 teams from each group move forward. That's 24 teams. But the knockout stage needs 32. So FIFA added something extra. The best third-place teams also qualify. Yes. Some teams that don't even finish top 2 still survive. And that changes how teams play every single match, because suddenly even losing isn't always the end. But it's also not safe. Now let's talk about the knockout stage. Once the 32 teams are decided, the tournament becomes familiar again, single elimination. Lose once, you're out, no second chances. You know the type. One mistake and your World Cup is over. But getting to that stage is the real chaos, because group standings now matter more than ever. Goal difference suddenly becomes huge. One extra goal can decide if you travel home or continue the dream. And here's something most people miss. Not all third-place teams are equal. Some advance, some don't. It depends on points, goal difference, and even how strong your group was overall. So teams start doing math during matches, not just playing football, calculating survival. Now let's talk about scheduling. With 48 teams, there are more matches than ever before. More travel, more recovery issues, more rotation from coaches. In theory, more football sounds amazing. But in practice, it creates fatigue, injuries, and unpredictable results. That's why you'll often see weird upsets in big tournaments. It's not always luck. Sometimes it's exhaustion. Now here's another big shift, seeding and groups. FIFA uses rankings to decide which teams are placed into which pots. The idea is simple. Spread strong teams across groups. So Brazil, France, Argentina, and other top teams don't all end up together. But it doesn't always work perfectly. Because rankings don't always reflect real strength. So you end up with what fans call a group of death. That's when multiple strong teams are forced to fight for limited spots. And in a 48-team format, those groups become even more unpredictable. Now let's zoom out. Why did FIFA even change the format? Simple answer. More countries, more global representation, more excitement. More teams from Asia, Africa, and North America get a chance to qualify. That's the official reason. But there's another side too. More matches means more global audience, more broadcasting, more revenue. Football is a sport, but it's also a massive global machine. And 2026 is the biggest version of it yet. Now let's return to the confusing part, because even after all of this, one question remains: does more teams mean a better World Cup? Or does it make qualification less meaningful? Some fans love the change, others think it dilutes the tournament. But one thing is guaranteed. The 2026 World Cup will not feel like the ones before it. At the start, I said this tournament looks simple. Teams, groups, knockout rounds. But now you know it's not simple at all. It's a system built on survival math, rankings, third place lifelines, and fine margins. And maybe that's the real beauty of it. Because in 2026, the difference between glory and elimination might come down to a single goal in a group stage match nobody expected to matter. So here's the question. When the biggest World Cup in history finally kicks off, will more teams make it more exciting or just more chaotic? Either way, you won't want to miss it. And if you want more simple explanations of football systems like this, you already know what to do.